Welcome to the Powerhouse, your week-to-week guide to modifying excellence.
First up this week, a special little treat. Basically, I was in my office the other day and I get a phone call from a local lad. Now, he tells me he's got a car and we think we might want to see it. So I said, well, I don't know anything about it. Next thing I know, he's at the doorstep with photos in his hand. And I thought, right, we'll get it down. Obviously, we haven't had time to get him down to the airstrip, so we brought him in. Andy Gibbons, how are you, mate?
I'm all right.
Nice to see you.
Cheers.
Right, Astra GSI. You've obviously done some work to it.
Yeah, I have. When I got it, it was just totally standard.
Right. Well, the engine, first of all, it's not a bad engine anyway in the old it's a GSI, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're not bad at all. I mean, I think they're quite nippy.
Yeah.
But
right.
What have you actually done to it?
Basically, what I've done is I put a K&N 57 air filter on there.
Right. What's that actually do then?
It's just a replacement filter. It allows more air in.
Does it increase any horsepower or anything?
Not that you notice, no.
All right. Well, what else have you done to the
I've put a chip into it as well, and
right.
I've also remapped the ECU.
Of course, that's all the blah-de-blah of the
all
engine.
All the brain and everything,
yeah,
it makes it work a bit quicker.
Very complicated stuff. Now, first of all, the wheels, they're huge.
Oh, yeah. They are 17-inch blades.
Yeah, very cool indeed.
Yeah.
Did you have to bend the arches in to get those?
Not at all, no. It just went straight on.
Blimey, and you've lowered it quite a bit, haven't you?
Yeah, minus 45 mil.
And what's the lowest it could go?
Oh, you can probably minus 60, but you won't be able to drive it very far.
Yeah, that'd be on the deck, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But low and loud, I mean, that's the thing. That's the way to go these days. And in the boot there's not much room for the golf clubs, I have to say.
No.
I mean, what exactly is that then?
I've got a CD player up at the front.
Right.
An EQ in the glove box. 6-inch mid-bass in the doors with tweeters.
And that makes it loud for the people
outside the car? Yeah, for the people at the front and outside and everything.
Blimey, Charlie, you could host a little disco in there, couldn't you?
Yeah, I've got 7x10 speakers on the shelf that are capped off and 2 competition 12-inch
Say
subs.
you're capped off?
Yeah, they don't allow any bass through, just treble.
Oh, right, and this is, I thought you were referring to this actually, but no, this is quite nicely crafted.
Homemade shelf and a homemade fake floor as well.
Oh, right, so fake floor?
Yeah.
Ah, what's all that about then?
It's just so that the box will stay flat and I can get to my wheel and everything as well.
Nice one. Well, I think the only thing to do now is hear this beauty going for it.
Okay.
I believe this is quite something now, and it's Andy's special way of getting the ladies and the gents to look at the car while he's in motion. Yeah, I think we get the gist of things there. Awesome machine, awesome. You've obviously put lots of time and money into it, but what would you do if you had a bit more money, if you know, a little lottery win perhaps?
If I won the lottery, it'd either be a full leather retrim or a Courtney turbo conversion.
Yeah, nice. Those Courtney turbo conversions would be the one I'd go for personally. Very nice. Well, listen, Andy, thanks very much for bringing the car in. Nice to see you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Hello children, Piston's back. Yes, this week I've been asked to tell you the difference between understeer and oversteer and what makes them happen. Well, those funny little black things between you and the road are tyres. And here we have a front-wheel drive chassis. You see engine driving the front wheels and the wheels are turned into the corner. Now, when you've got the weight transfer to the front and the wheels are limited in grip because of the engine power, then the car tries to go straight on, and that's understeer. And the only way to deal with that, really, children, is to back off. If you're going too hard into the corner, you'll just go straight on. But with rear-wheel drive, you get another problem, which is oversteer. And here we have a rear-wheel drive chassis. You have the engine here, driving the rear wheels, and then when you go into the corner, once you're turning in, the weight transfer then goes to the back and the outside wheel. So therefore, that tyre is going to be overloaded, and with the extra scrabble from the engine power, it's going to slide outwards. Now the way to deal with this, children, is merely to turn into the way you want to go. So you put on opposite lock, you see? And then you catch hold of your pants and hope they're not brown. Eh? Well, I'll see you next week. Looking forward to it. Hey, children?
Children? Listen to the man, he knows what he's talking about, but under no circumstances go and seize puppies or take any sweets off him.
Very wise words there from Mr. Greenwood. Now, next upon the Powerhouse, we sent Davey Boy here down to see a well-known wide-arch body kit man named Terry Pankhurst, and he had a few interesting things to say about how they design them.
What have a Carrera RS, a 205 and an Escort all got in common? They've all been modified by Dimma. The guys here can pretty much do anything. They can take a standard car and make it into an awesome street-legal pit bull, just like this. Terry, how long have you actually been trading now?
Well, I started Dimma in 1986, so it's coming up 13 years now. Yeah, I started off by importing the 205 kits, the famous Dimma 205 kits, into my home. You know, I had them in the garage at home, and set off on a mission to introduce them to this country. So I spent 6 months, I put one on a car, spent 6 months driving around all the Peugeot dealers in the UK, 400 of them. It was a nightmare, but showed them the car. Some of them got behind it and said, yeah, we're going to own one of those and put it in the showroom and see if we can sell them. And that started the whole thing rolling, yeah. Since then, we've gone on to do other kits. We did one on the Fiat Uno, which we like to forget about, but people remind us now and then, so I better mention it. Renault 5, 309, right through to the current 106, 306 and the Clios.
After all the long years of hard work, the 9 years when you were just doing body kits, you've actually now moved into your own tuning, such as the fuel cap trim.
Yeah, it was hard work as well. It was all work and no profit. You know, we did conversions for people. We didn't sell products, so each one was limited to how long it took to do. And in that time, we created a brand name that people in the market know well, and had to look into a way of capitalising on that. So we did that with the introduction of the fuel cap trim, and now that has become commonplace. You know, everybody with a street cred car has got wide wheels, lowered, big exhaust, and one of our caps on it. So it's worked well for us.
What process do you go through, and what do you use as your inspiration for the kits?
I say to people who do the drawings for me, look, just do something wild. Just, you know, do whatever you like. Do me 100 drawings if you like of the same car with spoilers and anything mad. And then we pick the features from it, because not everything is practical. And then we tone it down and say, okay, I want that spoiler with that front spoiler, and can you put an edge on this? And then eventually we end up with just a basic drawing. They're not technical drawings, they're just a sketch. I was thinking about doing something with the 3 Series Coupe.
Yeah.
So I said to Steve, who did these drawings, you know, just do all sorts and let's see how they come out. Oh, we haven't, that's not. Have a look at this. Yeah, we said to him, be wild with a 406. These probably will never see the light of day, but they're just influences.
Yeah.
Different wheels, different spoilers, you know, you can see different styles. And when we actually come to do it, we pick the features we like.
Have you got any projects on the cards, Terry? A Chrysler Neon, Terry, please.
Not known at the moment, anyway, for its excitement.
No.
You know, it is the
everyday family car.
It's the everyday family car. I mean, it has got something different about it. It's nice and wide and nice and low. So we thought, maybe.
Is that a good base car for you?
Well, we've done some drawings, so
yeah,
have a look.
Please, go.
I don't think you'll recognise it.
Shock me, Terry.
How'd you like that?
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty special. Is that the sort of design that we're going to run from?
That's what it's going to look like. We've got a car arriving in a week's time from Chrysler, and we're going to make it look like that. It's going to be fun.
I've got to come and see it, Terry, please. Can I come and watch you do the project?
Yeah. It's going to be a bit complex because we've got to make wheels for it. We've got to, you know, this is going to be dealt with at the moment as a one-off. You know, we're going to make a show car, a one-off, and show what can be done. It's not intended as a commercial product. Having said that, you know, if people turn around and say, we want to buy one of these, then we'll have this as a prototype and we'll take moulds off it and we can produce kits. We'll see, but I'm really looking forward to doing it because I think it's going to come as quite a surprise to a lot of people.
Well, it surprised me. Terry, thank you very much. And please, I'd love to give me a ring when it arrives, and I'd love to come and see it.
Come down.
Thanks very much indeed.
Cheers.
Back to the studio. I'm sure we'll be going back seeing Terry very soon, but for now, he's back. He's Spanish, he's got a fetish for 2 wheels. It's Lobo Castro.
This bike is fit for a king. Literally, it was owned by King Hussein. It can now be found at Goldwing International Bike Shop in Cheshire. Not quite the same as it would be in a luxurious palace in some warm, exotic part of the world. In fact, quite the opposite, because it's pissing it down out there. Sorry for that expression, but it's actually true. Anyway, I'm here to talk about modified bikes. This is actually in its original standard look. Of course, is the Honda Goldwing Limited Edition. It was only built in America for a period of a year, 1985. It's just giving me the horn. However, if you've got 2 years spare and a lot of money, yours could look like this.
Ole.
So let's look at the engineering modifications of this one. Starting from the front, we've got a 1500 running gear with bigger alloys and better tyres for road holding. The engine was a 1200 big bore to 1300 fuel injection. The back swing arm has been cut and moved back 4 inches along with the suspension. Now the side panniers are from the 1200 and the bag luggage box is from a 1500. So it's 1200, 1500 Goldwing bits all over the bike. This bike is fitted with every chrome accessory available and more, like the drinks holder, glasses case, child's footrest, radio, intercom, CB, outside temperature gauge, cigarette lighter but no ashtray, auto leveling suspension, cruise control, electronic trip computer, a windscreen wiper and a pose switch. Now my friend Graham has spent a lot of money and a lot of time building this little beauty. But the best thing is, I get to ride it.
Attention! This Goldwing is being stolen!
What do you think you're doing?
I thought I could have a go on it.
Oh, you can get lost, mate.
But
no, I've seen you drive a bike. You know, you can get lost.
But you have
I'm
seen...
off.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Graham.
No chance.
Thanks a lot, Lobo Castro. Definitely Spain's finest export.
Without a doubt. That's end of part 1 there. When we come back, we're going to have one make of car with 2 different ways of styling it. Stick around, we'll be back.
Welcome back to the Powerhouse, and as promised in part 1, we've got 2 little lovelies here for you to see now. Now, I own a Fiesta myself, but it's nothing like this one, because this one belongs to Dave Hutchinson. How you doing, baby?
All right, how are you, Dave?
Yeah, not bad. Nice to see you again. Right, as you well know, my favourite feature on your lovely little number is the boot. I love what you've done in here. It's all trimmed up beautifully. You've obviously spent a lot of time in there.
I have, yeah, a lot of time and effort went into it.
Yeah, did it cost quite a bit of money to do that?
Yeah, quite a lot, yeah.
Do you think it's worth it? Like, does it... I mean, not a lot of people see the boot of your car, really, when you're driving past with the tunes on.
You know it's done, don't you?
That's it, so it's... Yeah, I suppose so. So it sort of satisfies yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
And I bet you do get it up in that when you go in there. Well, when you go shows and things like that, you get it out.
Yeah.
Well, the boot, obviously. Now, if we make our way down the car here, you've got the nice wheels on. They're not that big, but they're not, you know, they're not small.
No, they're not the biggest ones, but 15 inches is all right for me because you don't have to modify the arches at all.
Yeah, that's it. So you can just pop them on. Anyone can do that. And what are they actually off those wheels?
Mondeo 5 spokes they are.
Ah, and these red drums as well, they look wicked.
Yeah, I'm fancy in blue though at the minute.
That's it. And the skirts, obviously, lovely. Yeah. Really, really nice.
Escort GTI off the new shape.
Yeah, they look nice. But what I really like about this car is all the attention to detail. Obviously, it's the repeaters there and the colour-coded wing mirrors. They look great, in my opinion. Now, what I do want is the front bumper for my car, really. And can I get one, basically?
Well, you can, yeah, if you're willing to pay. Escort Cosworth front bumper shrunk to fit the Fiesta.
What, have they actually shrunk it, like in an oven or something?
Well, I think they just put it in, make themselves a mould and make them fiberglass.
So, to fit one of these, though, I mean, is it sort of a take-it-in job? You got to...
Well, no, I mean, if you know reasonable amounts to do it, you know, you can do it yourself.
So it just bolts on then?
Yeah.
And what about all this kind of stuff around here? Is that all?
Well, you can buy them. They just replace the standard headlights.
Not bad at all. And I noticed the badge has been dropped quite a bit on that as well.
Yeah, the badge was on the bonnet, but there was a hole behind it once, so I removed it, so that had to be filled and then put on the bumper.
Is that quite a common thing to do for guys with Fiestas, just drop the badge down a little?
Well, no, it's just because the grill's built into the bumper there,
Oh,
so
of
it
course.
had to go on there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it really is. It's a great car. And it looks good on the road as well. It looked really, really good when we took it down to Long Marston at Stratford. Did you have a good time down there?
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah, it was a good laugh, wasn't it? We had a great day down there. Well, we've got it on tape, actually, and we'll show you Dave in action on the track. Well, that was a really fantastic day. I'd like to thank you for coming down, Dave. Now, as promised, Dave's over there with Mike, who's Dave's mate, and our other little tiger.
That's right. And believe me, he's a real bucket and sponge brigade. And why not with a pearlescent white Fiesta like this? Meet a friend of mine, Mike Wellesby. Mike, how you doing?
How you doing, Dave?
All right, mate. Now, the first thing I noticed right away is that's not a standard interior.
No, it's not. We've got a pair of Cobra seats, and we've got a Momo steering wheel. And from there, we've got an RS 1800 gear gator.
That's brilliant. I see the head unit in there as well. Is that everything?
Oh, no, we've got a bit of ice in the boot.
Yeah? Well, let's go and have a look. Come on. Right, well, that's a decent install in there. Did you do that yourself, Mike?
I wish I did, yeah, but I didn't, no. My brother's very handy, and he's helped us along the way, like, did all the covering and cutting out and wiring up.
It's a fantastic install. We'll have a listen in a minute, but I just want to point something out. Has anybody ever seen a 4-inch exhaust on a Fiesta before? I don't think so. Mike, please.
Right, yeah. It's a mongoose exhaust, like, usually you can only get a 3-inch tailpipe, but I had that specially made by them. They did it for me.
Done a brilliant job. Had to recut the back
yeah,
the
they
back
had to
bumper
cut the
out.
bumper out and all sorts.
Excellent. Let's have a quick listen to your system.
No problem.
Now, without even asking you, you're going to tell me that this is better than Dave's to begin with, isn't it?
Well, could say that.
Yeah. Nice sound.
Yeah, not bad.
Right, let's just move along. Now, these, Mike, I know these are the same as Dave's.
Well, no, they're an inch bigger, so they're not exactly the same.
Did you have any trouble fitting those in?
Oh, I've had a lot of miver, yeah.
Yeah?
We've had to cut the old arch out. We've had to put spacers on them. Like, because it's lowered 35mm. If you didn't lower it, you wouldn't have a problem, but since it's been lowered 35mm, it does rub, so that's why we've had to cut all the arch out.
Right. Now, I just want to move on. The next thing I see is this front spoiler. I mean, that's definitely not any sort of kit that I've seen you can buy before.
No, no. Well, I thought it'd be different because, like, every different Fiestas, like Dave's got the Escort Cosworth front bumper, which I was thinking of buying, but I thought, no, I'll have to try and do something different. So what I did, I went and bought an SI front bumper.
Definite Cosworth.
Yeah, we got the Cosworth, Cosworth splitter. Yeah. And then I thought, well, what can I do then? So I had to think about it, and I bought some Subaru Impreza spotlights and had them moulded in.
And they look the business. Now, these have got to be for show. They can't be actually cooling your brakes down,
No,
Mike.
it's for show, that. It's an extra touch.
Excellent. Let's just have a quick look at what you've got under here.
Got it.
Yeah. Right, now that to me looks like it is supposed to be in a Fiesta, but you're going to prove me wrong yet again, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Well, what we did, we went down to Specialised Engines in London.
Yeah.
And we had a talk about it, and what I did, I had a 1649 engine put in, which has been modified with a gas flow and ported head.
Yeah.
A Piper 285 cam. It's been fully lightened and balanced. I've had the ECU remapped.
That's the engine of the. That's the brain of the engine, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Because what that does, it maps the fuel. Because a standard XR2i has the injectors only open on 10 seconds. This opens on 14 seconds now. So it's getting that bit extra petrol into the engine to get the horsepower up.
Excellent. So what sort of horsepower are you actually looking at having out of this, Mike?
Well, a standard one's about 105 brake, so I'm looking at about 135.
That's brilliant. Listen, you've taught me all about it. We're going to have to see what it looks like on the strip, because you came down with Dave, didn't you? Now, if you come and take a seat, Dave over here is going to throw the tape in for us again. Now, you look like you're having fun there, but of course that was all done on an airstrip where there's no speed limits. Now, if like Mike here, you've got 1 or 2 points on your licence, you've got to watch out for the police and gatsos. Now, we've got a friend, Barry, who's going to tell you 1 or 2 things about gatsos. Let's have a look at that first.
Hi, it's Barry, and I'm back. Well, did you know that Gatso, the inventor of the Gatso, was actually a rally driver? Yeah, the guy that invented the thing that catches you when you're speeding was actually a bit of a poacher himself, because he used to go rallying at high speeds, didn't he? Talk about poacher turned gamekeeper, eh?
Now, those Gatsos, been flashed a few times, but I've never actually got a ticket.
That's it for this week, though. Next week, we're going to have a man who's cutting edge of conversions.
And I'll be checking out a small car with more ice than you could shake a stick at.
For now, it's time to start recording the data blast. Until next week, see ya.